This is a video how to paint and build Seraphon Salamanders, second video actually. Hello, this is 60 Goblins and 1 Brush with a second video how to build and paint Seraphon Salamanders. I had some new ideas and wanted to try them out and show them to you. I really wanted to do another salamander that is more yellow and that looks more like a basilisk, with a crest, with a hood on the head and the back, and also a longer tail in very bright colors. So I took a cold one models of the Drakespawn Knights, then had a look how the basilisk looks again. And of course I cut off all the pieces I didn't need, like the reins and the saddle and so on. Some of the armor I left on, because why shouldn't the thing have armor? I made some pieces for the crest and the hood, took some green stuff, and then I rolled over it with a green stuff world cobblestone texture roll. If you don't have the patience to do that because it takes a long time for the green stuff to dry, you can just put the green stuff on and let it immediately dry on the model, and then use your texture tool to get some texture onto the green stuff. Then the second feature of the basilisk is a long tail. It is really very long, so you can take some green stuff and roll it, for example, with your cutting mat, and with unequal pressure, so that one part is thinner and one part is thicker. It has to be wet, everything. And then you have a long roll, and again you have to wait for 24 hours to dry, or you find some bits. I don't even know what that bit is. Was it some tyrannid thing or tree lord? I don't know, but it fits. For speed reasons I took the bits, glued them on, and anything, any gaps, anything that doesn't look right, you can correct with Vallejo plastic putty. And now to the painting. Okay, now to the painting. I sprayed the model with Wraithbone. You can also take white, but it needs to be something warm, so gray sea is probably too gray. Then take a large base brush and some Flesh Gitz yellow and water and paint the whole model. Can be quite generous. Maybe you need 2 coats, the old 2 thin coats thing. While the first coat is drying, I can already start with Trollslayer Orange on the crests and hoods. You will see why. I have a similar design than you use usually for the Pterodon riders. So for the crest, you can use the Trollslayer Orange and a little bit on top of the main body as well. He also painted the inside of the mouth already with Mephiston Red, which I will have to neaten up again. There are 2 thin coats of yellow now. The orange is only 1 coat, and inside the Mephiston Red you only need 1 coat. Okay, now that's 2 coats of yellow, 2 coats of orange and red in the mouth, and be careful not to break off the tail. Now we do some shading. You can use Abaddon Yellow or Cassandora Yellow. I will use Cassandora Yellow, the shade. If you need time to kill, the light is horrible today. Usually I paint in the night. Now it's daytime. It's too much light. Again, I fixed the light problem. If you need time to kill, you paint the gold parts in Retributor Armour, and the base, I will use the same technique with the base, Caliban Green around the monster, and below the monster here, World Barrows Red, or any kind of red-brown. Here I painted the red and the green, and also the gold already on the armor pieces. the salamander can have armor as well, why not? You can also see here that I painted the orange all across the top. So that looks quite nice now. Later we can dry brush it. And for the orange I will use Fuegan Orange shade, but I will not shake it because the brown parts then will stay on the bottom. Okay, while the shades are drying now, which can take a while, we can paint the rim of the base and also the skull already here. Okay, great, so my microphone was mute all the time I was filming this part. So I have to remember what I said. I painted the claws and the tips of the spikes on top to give it some more contrast in relation to the crest and the hood in white or wraithbone. The teeth as well, and when after you paint the teeth, you have to paint the tongue again in red and also the corners of the mouth of the beast. Then you need a color like Steel Legion Drab to paint all the straps that hold the golden armor. Now to the tricky part. Before everything was easy, now you need a white like Corax White and paint stripes, vertical stripes. They can be quite thick, and later we'll paint a black pattern around it. But first, the thick black stripes on all of the crest, all of the back of the model, also on the back and the tail. Now you take a very, very thin brush and keep your hand steady. Steady with your little finger or something, and then paint thin white stripes all around the thin black stripes all around the white. If the stripes are wobbly, it doesn't matter. Actually, it's better if they're wobbly. If you can make them straight, make them wobbly on purpose. It looks better if they're a little bit wobbly, more organic and real. If you like, it looks really great if you do the same thing on the whole tail. So if you like, it already looks quite nice now. First, white dots or white stripes on the tail. Don't worry if you mess up, you can fix it later. So now here you can see the white spots with the black around on the whole tail. It gives it a little bit of a leopardy feeling. It's quite nice. It's not too difficult. I managed to break off the tail thrice, but it's okay. You can always glue it on. Just don't hold the model on the tail if you do this tail elongation. Then for the eyes, it's a reptile, so green eyes are always nice. You can take any color like Moot Green or another light green for the eyes. Now it's time to fix all the black blotches you did. If you messed up with the black, first take some red and then some orange. Layer it up because the orange itself will not be able to cover the black. So now it's time for the dry brushing, and my stupid microphone goes on mute all the time again. So you take some dry brushing light yellow or dawn edge, any kind of light yellow, whatever you find, or you mix yellow with white, and then you take a very dry brush and you take the rest of the paint off the brush with a piece of paper or tissue paper or whatever, or on the back of your hand until there's almost nothing left. Okay, that's quite a disaster with this microphone that goes on mute all the time. Unfortunately, I can't do the whole thing again because the painting is done. So, dry brushing time. Take a dry brush and some light yellow, or mix yourself some light yellow. I don't find my light yellow dry brushing paint, so I take dawn yellow, the edge paint, that works as well. Always test again if there's little enough paint on the dry brush paint. It can't be too much, and then you see where it needs more dry brushing. Then you take some Agrax Earthshade, shade the base of the miniature, and on the parts with the scorched earth brown, you put some sand on top. Then you take Fire Dragon Bright and paint the top of the crest of the hood and the back crest with Fire Dragon Bright. Then if you like, optionally you can paint the finest areas of the two crests of the hoods with yellow. Then if you like, some more dry brushing with a lighter yellow or white on the parts that catch the light more. And then some Reichland Flesh Shade or Gloss Reichland Flesh Shade for the gold part. Once the shade is dry, you can use some silver or some Sycoros bronze to highlight the edges of the gold part. This is like one of these old Chinese movies where the lip movement doesn't fit together with the content. I'm very sorry. Okay, looks quite good. Now you can shade and then highlight afterwards the claws if you like. Then we glue some tufts or any kind of shrubbery on the green parts of the base. And then lastly some grass on top of the remaining green parts of the base. And then some more shade or contrast on where you put the sand before, so that the sand doesn't fall off and messes up your battlefield later. Okay, that's it. There we are. Let's look at some photos. Okay, I'm very happy with the salamander. It looks very salamandery. It looks very basiliscish. It looks very fiery, very reptile-like. I hope the audio problem didn't mess up the video too much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and see you soon.